This kind of speaks for itself, I think, doesn't it, really? So obviously it only does its balancing thing if the side with the half mass further out. Yeah. But the fact that it's curved doesn't make a difference, does it? It's still the same thing. Now, to Parapoly and everybody else, is this still a lever, in your opinion? Do you still think this is a lever? You could use it as a lever, yes. But it's behaving like a pendulum, isn't it? It's more obviously a pendulum. The way that Gary draws his levers, he draws them more like this, doesn't he? Gary draws his levers more like they're on top. He draws them more like that, doesn't he, where the items are on top of the lever and they're above the centre of gravity. But when you do that, they just topple over and go back to being a pendulum. That's the way they naturally go. They just go back to being a pendulum. They topple over. They want to hang underneath. The thing Gary draws doesn't want to behave the way Gary wants it to behave. It wants to behave like a pendulum fundamentally. So I suppose that's what it is. So next question, is this lever or pendulum? Lever or pendulum? Lever or pendulum? Is it a lever or is it a pendulum? Lever or pendulum? Which is it? Lever or pendulum? Lever or pendulum? Which is it? Is that a lever or a pendulum? Can I possibly make it work the way Gary draws it? Of course I can't. It's going to fall over, isn't it? If I had teeth, it would knock them out. No. Can't. Because in Gary's drawings, that part of the so-called lever always sits on top of a triangular fulcrum, doesn't it? Can't do that. The only way this works is if you suspend it. So, is that a lever or a pendulum? Well, quite obviously, if I wanted to use this as a lever, I could do. I could say, well, if I wanted to knock this bag of crisps out of the way using a small motion, change it into a bigger motion, I could move that bit there and make it into a bigger motion, couldn't I? to send that up at a faster rate. So I could use it as a lever, but what I couldn't do is, but in Gary's model, when we hit the crisps, they stick to the crisps. So the crisps I'm trying to move become part of the system. And that was never agreed, was it? Well, thank you very much. So if I'm trying to lift a piano and my lever sticks to the piano, it's not very much use as a lever, is it? I think we've kind of lost our marbles if we then consider it a lever. If every time we use it has to stick to the thing that we're using it for. It'd be balmy, wouldn't it?